What is going on, YouTube? I hope you're having a great day. Spring has finally sprung here in the GTA in Ontario, which means it's warm enough for cars to be coming out of storage, which means it's warm enough to be working on cars, which is what's leading us into today's video. I picked up the Acuity Selector transmission selector springs for my 07 Civic Si earlier on last summer. I kind of put off putting it in because, a little bit of background about me, I'm willing to try anything bolt-on a car as far as installing it. That's kind of how I ended up with a Honda Civic. I had an older one and then wanted something a little bit newer. Most people that I knew had Hondas, and that's all that I'd really worked on. So I wanted a project car that I would be able to work on because I didn't have too much money. So if I could have a project car that I could bring to the track and work on myself, it was feasible. So as far as the transmission selector spring, I purchased this last summer, but was a little afraid to put it in because you have to take a part off of the transmission and use Honda Bond to seal the transmission again. I've always been afraid of internals, so I inevitably just put this off, but now I've said, whatever, I want to take my learning to the next level, so I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into doing modifications for myself. So in saying that, this is probably the easiest thing you can do with opening a portion of your engine or transmission and having to seal it, because it's just a little spot. You're going to pull the selector out, put it back in, seal it, it should be fine. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. I printed off the Acuity instruction manual in case we come to any snags and I need some reference. But other than that, let's just hop right into it.
Okay guys, so according to Acuity, this is the list of tools you're going to need. Channel lock pliers, slip joint pliers, knee nose pliers, that's a lot of pliers. Phillips head screwdriver, small pry bar, 10 and 12 millimeter socket with an extension, Torx wrench, 8 millimeter Allen socket, I'll show you what that's for, razor blade, and Honda Bond. So I kind of just gathered some random stuff here. I don't really know if I have it all. But in saying that, step one, there's going to be a couple different ways about going to do this. I have the hybrid intake. So for me, I have to take this out. I'm hopefully not going to have to take this out. I can just push it to the side, take this out, and then underneath I have my battery relocate down here. Now I can't get a very good image of it here. Okay, anyway, right here is the 8 millimeter Allen socket key that you need, which sits about like that, so this battery is in the way. So I need to take this out, I need to take the battery with the relocate plate out, then we need to take these pins out and move these, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm going to set up a time lapse while I move this out, the battery out, and I will take the pin out of here, the pin out of here. Those are the two lines going to your shifter, so that's what actually puts your transmission into gear. And then these clips as well here need to come out. So first these clips come out, take these pins out, pop these off the selector, push them aside, then I will take the intake out, take the battery out, and then we should have the selector freed up to work on at that point. So I'll put up a time lapse until I get to that point. Hold on, stop the time lapse. I wanted to clarify one thing. So I have a hybrid cold air intake setup. If you have virtually any other type of intake setup, whether it's the stock or skunk tube, whatever type of intake you have, you're going to have to remove the intake piping and the battery relocate plate. Whether you have the stock setup, the intake comes up here, so you're gonna have to take out the whole box and piping along with the stock battery that sits here. If you have other types of cold air intakes, I know there's one that kind of like comes up and goes down. The battery sits over here, so you're still gonna have to take that battery relocate plate out so you can get to the clips and everything, and this is gonna have to come out. So no matter what your setup is, you're gonna have to take the intake piping, possibly the intake box, along with the battery and mounting bracket with it to be able to get to these. So no matter what your intake setup is, it's pretty much the same thing, just a little bit different in where it's located, but just got to unbolt it, take it out. So back to the time lapse. Okay, so a little bit of an update. Ran into a snag, not too happy about it. So what's going on here is my battery relocate down there. I took the bolts out, but this intake tube is in the way, so I can't pull it up and out, getting it around the clutch line and the battery lines, and there's just not enough room. So I need to take my bumper off. I really didn't want to have to do that, also because down there's also a clamp that holds the pipe, so it can't really move too much, which is also causing a problem. So it looks like I'm gonna have to take my bumper off so that I can take this off, so that I can get that out, so I can get to the 8mm Allen key right there. The other problem I'm having as well, probably just because I'm a noob and don't know the electrical connectors too well, this connector here, oh, why is it not focusing? There we go. This connector right here, I'm sure there's an easy way to take it off, but I'm having a hard time with it. So I got to figure that out, along with take the bumper off so I can get that off. Yeah. So back to the time lapse. Okay guys, so here's where we're at. The bumper is off. I have the battery out. The intake is out. I got all that cleared up. I moved this out of the way because it was in the way for getting the battery out. It was quite a pain to get it around all this stuff. But anyway, nonetheless, I got this cable, or this connector off as well. It's pretty simple. Let me see if I can get in there. All you have to do, see if I can get it to focus. All you have to do is push on the back and pull straight back and the connector comes off. I just didn't know, but once I got all this cleared up, I was able to do that. So next, I just got to take these 4 bolts off and the hex bolt in the front and pop this off. So I am going to time lapse that as well because I don't really want to film prying this off in real time because I'm a little nervous about it. And that's just me being real. So let's get to that. Alright guys, so I got it free. All I did was I got a long flathead, like a bigger one, and I put it underneath this piece here, and I just kind of pry it up a little bit, while simultaneously kind of just going like that, and she popped off. You kind of have to apply a little bit of pressure, and then all of a sudden it just pops off. So all the bolts are out, everything's loose, so I'm going to put you on the tripod while I pull this out, just so I guess you guys can see how it kind of comes out. If it jiggles out nice or not. Set this back up here. Okay, so let's just try and slowly pull this out. It should come straight up with very minimal twisting, hopefully. Not so much. Okay, there it is. Alright, so let me just go put this down. So you need to be very careful when you're doing this. I had made my best attempt in one of my last time lapses. I actually got my compressor and I blew the area, but I can even still see right there a little bit of debris. Oh, and there's a dead bug. There's a little debris right there, so I'm gonna very, very carefully brush that away and kind of clean this area a little bit with the razor blade along the one side here, just to make sure that we get a good bond, and cover that up for now. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'm gonna go back over to the actual shifter selector. Alright guys, I am excited and nervous at the same time. We got the selector out. I cleaned up underneath there. There was a little bit of Honda Bond, not too much. Most of it is actually on the inside here on that inner part and along the edge here. So that needs to come off before I put it back on. But regardless, this is out. I freed up this bolt, maybe an unconventional way. You're probably not supposed to do this, but I ended up using an air ratchet. Couldn't get it off. I felt like I was going to break something just the way I was trying to hold this while getting a ratchet over here. And I just felt like I was going to break something. So I tried a quick couple little blasts with the air ratchet and it came loose. So we're good to go with that. So now, before I put you guys back on the tripod, I just want to explain this part. Let me get it focused. So this bolt right here comes out. You need to make sure that you don't change the orientation of anything, which I already have. Go figure. So this piece right here, how does it go there? So this is how it came out of my transmission, but it was covering that bolt a bit. So I had to move it here. So I need to remember to move that back when I'm putting it back in, because that's how it came out of my transmission. Hopefully I don't mess that up. So I'm going to set it back up on the tripod. We have to remove this bolt here, let it focus, and then this whole assembly slides out. Now what I'm going to attempt to do is slide it out in my hand, not even put it down, take those springs out, put the new ones back in with my other hand, and then slide it back in. Because these are separate parts and you have to keep them in the same orientation or they won't line up and blah blah blah. So I'm going to just try and slide it off with my left hand, take the old springs out with my right, put the new ones back in, and then just slide that smoothly back in. Hopefully it goes well. So I'm going to set it back on the tripod and we will start with that. Alright, so here we go. Washer on that screw. Okay, so this is obviously spring loaded, so it's starting to slide off for me. So as I said, I'm just going to try to cut everything. There's one. Slide those off. Slide this in. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like, oh, I guess that's only gonna sit one way, so I think that's okay. Okay, so we got the Acuity springs in there. Let's try and tighten this back down. So you have to compress it and find the hole. Put that back in there. Sorry, I think I just realized my head was blocking most of the shot. Okay, so it just tightened up on me there. I really don't want to rush this, but at the same time, I don't want to take too long because my fingers are going to get tired. Okay. Okay. So that is temporarily tightened. Okay, so that actually wasn't too bad. I had a little bit of a problem. Let me see. When I was looking at this, so this part here, so this part moved. It was because it's held on by a spring. Can we get it in focus there? Come on. Okay, so there it is. There's a spring in there which is kind of attached to it on both sides. So that was kind of acting against me. Just take your time, slowly try and line it up. It'll go in. So that's all back together now. So as I said, I will need to clean up the Honda bond along here. Just kind of clean this whole surface up. So I will do that and then reapply a layer of Honda bond, and I will show you guys what that looks like, because you need to cover the whole area here, the whole surface area. So I will get working on that and I will show you when I'm done. Alright guys, so there you go. Let's focus in here. So I have a solid layer all around. I really have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest, but all I did was follow the Acuity instructions. Let me focus in on there, and as you can see, it looks like they have a full bead right around. So without further ado, because I don't know if this stuff sets really quick, I'm going to fly over there and we are going to put this in. Okay guys, so I don't know how well this is going to record, but I just wanted to try and record me putting it in. So I just blocked this off. So just trying to, I put that back so that the nut was slightly covered. I remember the orientation of that. So now I'm just going to try to slide this in. Sorry if I blocked the camera, but that needs to go this way. This is not as easy as I was hoping. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so that I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not going in like I wanted it to. I have no idea what's going on here. It's coming back out. Okay. What is going on here? Well, this is turning into a time lapse. Good morning, guys. It's actually the next morning. My battery died right as I was finishing the time lapse of installing the actual selector. So after that, I just decided, whatever, I'll shoot the outro tomorrow morning. In saying that, I did mean to actually record me putting the selector in, but I ran into a couple problems. I actually got it in and got it stuck and it wouldn't come out. So the video got to about 3 minutes long or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna stop the recording, take it out, make a time lapse. But I do know what I was doing wrong, so I'm gonna share that with you now. So what I was doing, so we have the selector here. So I was almost going in on a bit of an angle. So if you look straight down when this is open, you will see a hole where the pin needs to slide into. My rad pipe here was getting in the way of this, so that's why I was trying to like angle it and get it in. You really just need to push this pipe out of the way and slide it straight in, as straight as possible. It's a little bit of finagling, but you'll get it. It'll work. So actually, I haven't even checked yet if I can go through all the gears to make sure everything is okay. Clutch in, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Reverse. Okay, so I will say, just in this preliminary inspection, it does seem a lot like there's a lot less give here. There still is a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't seem anything crazy different, but we will definitely find out more when I start driving it. Alright guys, so that's going to finish it up for the installation video of the transmission selector springs on a 2007 Civic. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I have more content coming with this car. Now that I'm pretty much a specialist in the area, I've wanted to be doing a valve lash on it. So as you can see, I'm actually kind of leaking some oil in there. So the gasket needs to be replaced anyway. So, I mean, give me a month or so and I'll probably work up the courage to do that myself. I'll make a video on that. I actually need to get this car retuned, so I'll be taking it to the dyno. So I'll make a video on that. I have headlights. I have new headlights that I'm going to put in. They have projectors in them with halos, so I need to seal the headlights and put that back together. Make a video on that. So please subscribe, give me a like. I also have some supercar content that's going to be coming up, some Porsche GT2s, Ferraris, a whole bunch of cool car stuff, maybe some modified cars. I have a buddy who is building a crazy STI. I'm going to be going to that track day. If you're a car enthusiast, give me a like. Whatever cool car content I can come across, I'm going to be putting it out. I just got this new camera, so I can actually make some better content and film it better and higher quality. So with that saying, please, please, please give me a subscribe, give me a like. I'm not going to put my car back together right now because I figured while I have all this open, I'm just going to take the time to clean the engine bay a little bit. I've kind of reached the point with this car where it's a full bolt-on car and I've done most modifications I want to, so now I just got to tidy it up a little bit. I got some red JDM emblems from Japan to put on the front and back, just little things. So I'll try and make some videos on that as well. Please subscribe and like, and I will catch you guys on the next one.